Om. The strong, powerful Sutra 15th, which we have seen, presents dukkha, misery. It's full, complete. But the way out, and what is this dukkha? Why dukkha comes? The cause of dukkha, the root cause of dukkha, and how to come out of it. Can we come out of it? And those propositions and that subject is handled in the next two sutras, 16th and 17th sutras. The 16th sutra is Heyam Dukkham Anagatam. Heyam Dukkham Anagatam. Heyam Dukkham Anagatam. That is, Dukkham, see the positiveness. Dukkham is Heyam. Dukkham is avoidable. There is no need to feel afraid that this sorrows and miseries and the whole world is so much filled with it. That fear. No need. As it is avoidable. Dukkham is avoidable. Heyam dukkham. But anagatam. Anagatam. Agatam it is. Not yet come. Agatam is coming. Anagatam is not yet come. That is the future. Means 16th sutra is an important sutra saying that the pain and misery, that is dukkha, which has not yet come, that can be avoided. Means we can avoid dukkha which is about to come, or dukkha which is there in the future. The dukkha which is lurking in the future. Bhavishyat dukkha, that can be avoided. Means the dukkha which we are experiencing is the result of the previous stored up apunya. It cannot be. And what dukkha we have already experienced is already done. And now what we are experiencing, the dukkha and the sorrow, is a resultant of it. Then what is in my hand? What is in our hand? In our hand, we have this strong, this strength, this power to avoid agami dukkha, anagata dukkham. That which is about to come can be avoided. So what is now is of the past, and what was is already over, and what will be can be avoided. That is in our hand. That's why future is in our hands. How positive Patanjali presents, the Yoga Darshana presents. Heyam dukkham anagatam. Dukkham heyam. Heyam is avoidable. Anagata dukkham. But of course, what we are experiencing, we have to experience. That's why we have to be careful in our actions, in our thoughts. It should be punya, virtuous, so that the future, bhavishyat, will be hlada, pleasurable, punya, pleasurable. So the next question which naturally rises is whether it is possible to avoid misery, which has been so inherent, as it was told in the 15th sutra, as if it cannot be. But Yoga Darshana presents it is possible and completely avoidable. We can rise above these illusions and miseries of life which we are presently living, and gain infinite knowledge, bliss and power, and being in this physical body. That's why enlightenment is not after life, it is in this life. And if we don't attain this, please remember, we have to come back again and again into this world until we have accomplished this task. So it's not a question of choosing the path of yoga or rejecting the path of yoga. It is a question of choosing it now or in some future life. Means there is no option. How powerfully the Yoga Darshana presents it, that yoga definitely removes the dukkha, and it is in our hands in the present life, and it is perfectly avoidable. And all the future sufferings and unnecessarily problems and difficulties are avoidable. Heyam it is. So to understand what is dukkha, if it is avoidable, we should understand what is dukkha and how dukkha comes. What is the root cause? What is the birthplace of dukkha? How it is germinated? How it is born? To know that, we should understand the next sutra. The 17th sutra gives an importance of cause of dukkha, so that we can avoid it. And what is the sutra? Drashtra drishyayo samyogo heya hetuhu. Drashta drishyayo samyogo heya hetuhu. Drashtu drishya samyoga heya hetuhu. Drashtu. We have sufficiently discussed this point in our earlier sutras. Drashtu is seer, the real of me, mine, I am, the real. Unidentified, the pure, drashtuhu, the seer. Drishya is the seen. Samyoga, union, getting mixed up, is the hetu. So what is the hetu? What is the reason? What is the cause of dukkha? The cause of dukkha is drashtu drushya samyoga. It is the union or getting mixed up of the drashtu and drishya, yoking of drashtu and drishya is the cause, and which can be avoidable. Heyaha. So the cause of dukkha is said, and it is also said is avoidable. So the cause of that dukkha, which is avoidable, heyaha, is samyoga, union of drashta and drishya. So the cause of misery is answered by Maharshi Patanjali in this Yoga Sutra of the Yoga Darshana. The cause of misery. There is no need to blame anybody, anything outside. For all our miseries and sorrows, the cause of dukkha is identification of the drashta with the drishya. Eternal question is there. If why dukkha is answered, why this samyoga at all? Why this union? This is an eternal question. As why dukkha is answered, why samyoga will be answered, that we shall see in our course of understanding Patanjali Yoga Sutras. So dukkha is of two types, body and the mind, and both are external. Body is external, mind also is external. And not identifying with the body and the mind is the solution. And identifying is the dukkha. My body, my mind. Yes, this is the dukkha karana. So dukkha karana is drashta drishya samyoga, which is avoidable. But the question is always stands and posed. But though we cannot know the answer to this fundamental question, why samyoga at all? Why this dukkha at all? But though there is no answer, or the question is though it is eternal, but we know the reason, the cause is known. We may not know why, but we know what it is. Instead of posing and trying to understand what is the reason, why it happened, better to understand what is happened, what is happening, and get out of it. It is something like if a person fell in a ditch water or in a drainage, his immediate task is to come out. Instead of analyzing and discussing and trying to understand why he fell inside and how he fell inside, his immediate task will be to come out of it. If he understands the answers for those questions, he can take care that he will not fall in future. It's very important understanding. To know that in the real sense of the term would be to know the ultimate mystery. And the nature of the bondage. Though it is impossible to conceive, but it is understood. This is very important sutras, that why the union took place, samyoga, may be unanswerable, ununderstandable, but we know the dukkha karana is the drashtu drishya samyoga. And our task is not to identify with the drishya, body and the mind. Why it gets identified is also given, of course, but the sadhana and the useful tips and the important task in our hand is, once we know the identification is the cause, and the answer is not to identify, instead of searching why it was identified. And this sutra, that's why, gives an important dimension for the sadhana side, the 17th sutra. And let us go in the further understanding of the deeper and the sukshma levels of the yoga philosophy in the further sutras. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.